Welcome everybody, and I'm going to share with you some insights about Penn's entrepreneurship ecosystem, and I think echo some of the things that I've heard the different speakers talk about, in particular when it comes to silos and working across organizations. First of all, a little bit about myself, which I think is relevant from several different points. My disclosure, which is funny, I don't have a disclosure slide because I don't disclose. I'm all about innovation, and I work across as many different barriers and obstacles as I can to just promote innovation at the university. But I think what's important in terms of my background is I am an entrepreneur. It's ancient history now, but started several companies, mostly in the healthcare IT space. I also do some private investing, both direct investments and through some angel groups. And finally, and more of my time now is spent as an educator. And I think what's important is I teach entrepreneurship in the School of Engineering. So I'm actually what we call a professor of practice, which is somebody that comes from industry and teaches. And it's something I didn't expect, but I've learned to love. And I think my background and sort of the interdisciplinary nature is really what entrepreneurial ecosystems are about. And in particular, I think about it as a way of sort of organizing all of the different stakeholders, all of the different providers of resources, as well as the way and the structure that we provide those resources. So one of the ways that I look at things is to say at the university environment now, we have students that we focus on, we have faculty and staff, and we also expand our constituents, if you will, to alumni. Which I think is a really important base, especially at an institution like ours. But as many of you mentioned, we're siloed as well. And so many of our entrepreneurship programs and resources are organized in many different ways. They're organized at the entire university level, which may be through the provost, or it may be student organizations that are university-wide. They're organized at the school and even department level. And then we have several other ways of organizing, which might be based on research centers or research institutes and collaborations with other institutes. Some of them have been talked about today. And then the third axis, if you will, is the way that we think about programming. So as you've heard today, we have curriculum courses, we have degrees, we have minors, we have certificates across. We have co-curricular or extracurricular activities, and then we have various commercialization activities, which may start in the classroom or in an extra or co-curricular, but they migrate out into commercialization. A really important aspect, and this is not just the University of Pennsylvania, is regardless of this sort of holistic view, so many of these programs become very focused, very isolated, and that can create a lot of opportunity, but it can also create a tremendous amount of redundancy. So you might say, we have a program, it's specifically a curricular program in one school for this constituent of students, and we're trying to accomplish this. And that's unfortunately the way that so much of the university is organized. One of the early speakers talked about hierarchies and structure. And the way that we organize universities and our schools often reinforces those principles. And as a result, we have an amazing amount of resources at Penn, but they're so scattered. And even though there have been a few attempts to centralize them and bring them all together in one place, it's been incredibly difficult to do that. So what I'm about to show you is a summary. I'll apologize to my Penn colleagues or anybody that may be listening to this, because I'm sure I've left some things out. And most importantly, this is not intended for you to see every possible program that's offered in entrepreneurship at Penn, but to see the way that we begin to both hyper-focus and silo ourselves, but also the ways that we begin to collaborate. And I use this to introduce a group that was really created to bring these elements together. But let me first talk about, remember I said in the previous slide that we often organize ourselves by stakeholders. So I'll start at the university level. We have two organizations, one of which is under the Vice Provost of Research. It's the Penn Center for Innovation. They are at the university level, they serve all of our faculty. Their primary responsibility is the shepherd of our faculty's intellectual property, but they have a whole series of programs for both faculty and also student programming that's designed to commercialize technology. We also have a student-led, student-organized group, again, university-wide, called the Weiss Tech House program. And that program provides some funding, provides coaching and mentoring, and other programs designed to cultivate entrepreneurship. As soon as we dip down to the next level, to the school level, now we're beginning to reinforce some of the curricular and co-curricular activities. So I'll start with my home school. And for those of you that are not affiliated or not aware of Penn, we have 4 undergraduate schools, the School of Arts and Sciences, College of Arts and Sciences, School of Engineering, as well as the Wharton School of Business and our nursing school. And we have 12 graduate schools in various different programming. So I teach my engineering entrepreneurship classes in the School of Engineering, but we also have some co-curricular and extracurricular activities designed to promote innovation that we feel are specifically catered to our engineering students. So everything is technology focused across all our disciplines of engineering. Now, one of the first collaborations I'll mention is the Center for Precision Dentistry, which is actually a collaboration between the School of Engineering and our Graduate School of Dentistry, or dental medicine. One of the most well-known brands for entrepreneurship is the Wharton School. Wharton has all the degrees that you would imagine from a business school, and at both the undergraduate and graduate level, focus on entrepreneurship and innovation as well. But Wharton has also created an entire umbrella organization called Venture Lab, which is designed to service the entire university. So not just Wharton students, but all students, and including faculty and even alumni across the university. And Venture Lab brings together many of the types of programs that you've heard about from the other speakers today, whether it's competitions, funding sources, accelerators and incubators. And I'm involved in some of those, as are my colleagues on the call as well. There's a research center that focuses on innovation that also lives within the Wharton School. And some of the collaboration that takes place happens at both the co-curricular level, like Venture Lab programming, but also at the curricular level. So we have a master's in integrated product design, which I know our colleagues at Stanford are probably familiar with in terms of design. That's actually a collaboration, a curricular collaboration from the School of Engineering, who confers the degree, with the School of Design, together with the Wharton School. And that particular program is actually housed in our new hub of entrepreneurship, which is called Tangen Hall, and it's housed in that facility. So we do have these mechanisms to bring things together. We have a rather large health system and a School of Medicine. My colleagues are here today. Again, both co-curricular and curricular programs at multiple different levels throughout the schools, all of which serve, in their case, healthcare and life sciences. School of Nursing, similar program. Just in the last few years, one of my colleagues has developed some incredible innovations in both curriculum and co-curricular activities in the School of Nursing. Our Graduate School of Education, our School of Law, all of these schools offer their own courses. Many of them also have majors or disciplines focused on entrepreneurship and offer co-curricular and extracurricular activities. What's fascinating at Penn is it's not just about the University of Pennsylvania, but we have, and you've already heard from some of them today, we have collaborators that are in the community. And these are everything from the University Science Center to the Children's Hospital, which is closely affiliated with Penn, but is not a Penn institution, similar to the Wistar Institute, research institute that is physically located on Penn's campus, but is not a Penn institution. We also have many others. The point is, it's an unbelievably complex ecosystem that has clear focus within departments and schools and across the university. But one of the things that...
Dr. Babin, sorry to interrupt. I just want to provide a 30-second warning. Thank you.
Okay. So what I want to share with you is an informal group that took a look at this, and these are people that are drawn not from the official hierarchies, but just drawn from across the institution, that focus on sharing information, collaborating with one another, and fundamentally finding small ways to bridge the gaps of a large institution with a myriad of resources. So I'll share with you a couple of things that we've done in this Penn Innovation and Entrepreneurship Group, which is not funded, not formal, but it's people that come together because they're interested in it. One of which is we just do sharing information sessions. They're themed, We get together. We found out in this group that there are 12 different makerspace facilities located on campus. We came together and developed and now share across the university a common pitch deck template, whether it's a competition, classes in entrepreneurship, or applications for accelerators. There's so many programs that need it. We brought together best practices and a common way with the ability to specialize for the different programs. We're bringing together a class that's going to be the first class that will be cross-listed across 4 schools. So the premise is, no matter how large and complex your worlds are, look for small ways that you can bridge the gaps and bring together elements so that you can truly increase the impact that you have across a university or across your school or across your program by drawing and leveraging the resources of the people that matter. So I'm happy to answer any questions about this as we go forward, and I'll turn it back over to Nalika.